Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so. The Fulani criminal DSS is not only Buhari impostors killer squad, but they are being used for election rigging and the Fulani Janjaweed kidnapping business in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria's selection process is a total fraudulent process called Nigerian elections. The criminal DSS holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu illegally in their solitary confinement cell are Fulani Boko Haram terrorists being used by Buhari impostor to execute his Fulanization and Islamization agenda through intimidation, abduction, extrajudicial killings, and criminality, especially in Igbo land, because Igbos are the only obstacle to Buhari impostors' Fulanization and Islamization agendas. The criminal DSS helped Buhari impostor to rig elections so that criminal politicians that will enforce Fulanization agendas were elected into office, such as the rubber-stamp National Assembly politicians. Biafra restoration is the only answer to these Fulani Janjaweed crimes and criminalities. Nigerian security agents are the major perpetrators of election rigging in Nigeria. The criminal DSS officials rigged elections for the Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello and other politicians in the zoo in 2019. The Nigerian government in 2019 recruited operatives of the criminal DSS to rig elections that brought the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, for his second term in office, and other Fulani slave politicians. Justifying this claim, a human rights activist said when he was in detention, the Fulani Nigerian government came and recruited DSS officials to go to Kogi State and other states in Nigeria in 2019 to rig the elections for the state governors and Fulani slave governors and other Fulani slave politicians. Nigerians have lost interest in the electoral process, especially voting, because of safety, as many are not only worried about whether their votes will count, but whether they will return home safely from polling units. This sense, Nigerians have lost confidence in democracy and electoral politics, and politicians are happy to understand that Nigerians no longer have interest in democracy, so they have been practicing morontocracy, that is, governments of morons, by morons and for morons. That is why you see that during elections, motor park touts and urchins are more powerful than commissioners in the states because they hold sway on election day. ዄޮPLES the Supreme Court Administrator of Imo State, have been warned to stop using terrorist Nigerian security agencies and Ebubago Fulani vigilante militia to invade and kill innocent Biafrans in Okigwe local government area of Imo State. IPOB warned Igbo politicians sponsoring insecurity in Imo State as they engage in their political rivalry battle to stop now, because they are using their personal interest to destroy innocent Biafrans. IPOB warned ዄޮPLES Rochas Okorocha, Emeka Ihedioha and Senator Ifeanyi Ararume as culprits. Okorocha, Ihedioha, and Ararume are at war with Hopeless Uzodinjo because of political fighting and power struggle that emanated from the Supreme Court of Nigeria illegally imposing Uzodinjo on Imo State. We don't understand what Imo State indigents did to Hopeless Uzodinjo and his political rivals that warrant these reckless killings in Imo State using terrorist Nigerian army, police, DSS, and Ibubago, and later the Fulani Nigerian government will cover up the extrajudicial murder by blaming IPOB and Eastern Security Network. The Fulani Caliphate is happy about the killings in Biafran land perpetrated by the terrorist Nigerian military and police with the help of these evil Igbo politicians. The Fulani Caliphate is using one stone to kill two birds because they're able to blame IPOB for the ethnic cleansing going on in Biafra land and at the same time helping their Igbo slave politicians destroy themselves. That is what the Fulani Janjaweed are doing. And Igbo politicians are very useless and senseless. They allow the uncircumcised Fulani terrorist jihadis to be deceiving and controlling them. Fulani terrorists are now so emboldened that they attack the palace of a Yoruba traditional ruler in Ondo State and kidnap the traditional ruler and his families, while the Fulani Nigerian security operatives look the other way. This is happening because Yoruba politicians, like their Igbo counterparts, are doing everything to please Buhari impostor and the Fulani Caliphate, while their Fulani terrorist foot soldiers wreak havoc on innocent Nigerians. That is what is happening. And no one is talking. No one is fighting back against the Fulani Janjaweed. Imagine it happened to Fulanis, or if the table turns and the Fulani Janjaweed are at the receiving end, Nigeria would have collapsed immediately. So many years ago, when a governor in the old Oyo State, Lam Adesina, invited Buhari impostor to his state, Buhari was angry. He was telling the governor, the state governor, I cannot stay in your state's government house because your people are killing my Fulani people. Yet, no Igbo governor, no Southern governor is doing the same thing to Buhari impostor. They are not doing the same thing. Rather, they are afraid of him. They are Fulani Janjaweed puppets. They are conscienceless. They don't have conscience. They have sold their birthright to the Fulani Janjaweed. And that is why the Fulani Janjaweed are committing atrocities in the zoo called Nigeria. And they are getting away with it. Because no one is holding them accountable. And anyone that holds them accountable, they will go after the person. And that is why they decided to kidnap Mazen Amdekano and lock him up illegally at a criminal DSS facility. But enough is enough. Biafra must be free. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video. And bye-bye for now. And God bless Biafra. He say...